Well, despite having a very good season so far, we return today in Last Chance Saloon if we want to go and have a go at the European spaces this year. We're on the outskirts, but we've got two games against sides in and around that mix as well. And having moved 12 clear of the relegation zone with a big win before the international break, we're hoping that now we can get back in form and push on towards the top seven. Not going to be helped by a number of key injuries though. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 32 of this FM06 Let's Retro save from Luton Town. As you can see from the right of the screen, the middle of the Premier League table is congested to say the least. Those two drop points against Palace absolutely crucial, still the reason that we are below them in the league. But we are today back in 10th place with Blackburn and Newcastle the opponents. And if we can pick up 3 or 4 points out of it, we could still be in the hunt going into the run-in. There are 7 games to go. We've moved comfortably clear of relegation and past that crucial 40-point mark. We are going to be nowhere near the bottom this year, and that is a huge sign of progress made. We have got challenges on the way though. Mike Zonneveld, wanted by clubs, won't sign a new deal with his release clause, and it's getting harder and harder to find players for the summer, especially as most of our current ones are getting injured and getting worse. If you're looking forward to seeing how we get on in this doubleheader, then please do chuck a thumbs up on it. But before we go and get into 2 big games and have a look at what's been happening on the pitch, let me show you what's happening on the transfer front, because we were trying to get rid of a few players. As I showed you, Marcus Heikkinen rejected his move away. Nobody else has gone out of the club permanently. However, we have had a couple that have decided to leave on loan. So Lee Grant, who's been sitting in the reserves this year, has gone to Southampton for a couple of months. Not played a game there. He's sat on their bench. Just a little bit of an odd case. I bet he's wondering why he didn't take that £1.5 million move to Doncaster a year and a half ago. For Brian Lake, he's gone out to Sunderland for the second time. A big one to watch. If he can improve technically at the rate he is, he started with 7 for tackling and heading. He's up to 10 at the age of 17. If he can get those towards 15, we could have one hell of a player on our hands, because he's got the perfect positioning. He's brave, he works hard, he's quick, he's naturally left-sided. We might have a special player through our academy, and he's doing very well at Sunderland in the Championship at the moment. His second spell there this year, and his second one is going much better. So they're players that have gone out on loan. Future transfers in have not changed, but Shane Paul, as we know, will become more important now, given Theo Walcott's injury during the last episode. However, how does that affect things on the pitch for now? Well, not a huge amount. It's gone pretty much as expected in the last few weeks. You were with me for the draws against Palace and Arsenal, which garnered very different emotions during that episode. However, the 4 since have been a little bit frustrating. A narrow 1-0 defeat against Liverpool, which wasn't a bad result given that we went behind early. We managed to stay on top of it in the end, and Kasper Schmeichel had a very good game. A big bonus that Decassi was back and in form there as well. Against United at home, even worse to be honest, a 2-0 defeat as we were chasing it late on. Kasper Schmeichel made a mistake for one of them just to make up for his good performance the week before, and we were second best at the end, but we gave them a bit of a go earlier in the match, just didn't take our chances. Then against Fulham, it was another missed opportunity. Peter Crouch scored, but as has often been the case, we conceded a late equaliser. Going a little bit more cautious didn't work out that time. As you can see, we've picked up knocks during that spell as well. And then last time out, a crucial win at home to Bolton. We were thoroughly good value for it. We were 2 up until again a late grandstand finish. Sean Maloney and Pierre Ducassi, who I think, was that his first for the club? It was his first league goal for the club. Pierre Ducassi, who's becoming a bit of a superstar now, featuring for the French under-21s with regularity and scoring goals for us as well, which is lovely. What it does mean today as we go into our final 7 games, no real absolute belters on paper, but a lot of the sides in the same battle as us. So if I show you, Everton, Tottenham, Blackburn, Newcastle, all in this mid-table bunch from sort of 4th down to maybe you have to say 13th with Blackburn now. 7 points separating 10 teams. And then there's a little bit of a gap, thankfully, to the bottom 3 or 4. We have got Sheffield United and Hull, who are going to be scrapping for their lives. And then the other team in there is Charlton, who have had another very good year. They're up in 6th place, having been in that top 4 race last season. But basically, our destiny's in our own hands. If we beat all those teams in and around us, we've got a chance. We've played all of the top sides now. We've had our narrow defeats. We've kept the goal difference in the positive, or respectable at least. And now, having won 12 and lost 12 this year, we'd be liking to take it a little bit further. But one of the problems we're going to encounter going into these two matches is injuries. Because if I show you the squad, which looks a little bit slimmer than usual at the minute, we are without key players all in the same position. So today, for example, Sekou Baraji is going to play in the number 10 position because both Osman and Maloney are out injured. Theo Walcott is gone as well. So bar Crouch, if I'm being honest, there's not really goals in the team. We've got Valentin Robert playing alongside, who's not happy and not been good all season. And behind that, we've only got Howard and Feeney, one of which has already agreed to depart the club. So definitely worrying signs on the offensive front. Of course, we loaned in an extra defender, so we were stronger there. Let an attacker go. Now we're being punished for it. Dean Morgan, ironically, would have been starting today if he was still at the club. He's now playing in League One, though. So this is the team that we have gone for today. Defensively, we're looking pretty solid. Curtis Davis is on the bench because he's just got back from international duty and his condition is okay, but it's someone we've got to be careful with. We can't afford to lose him. So O'Brien, Basagno and Ferdinand will be the back three. Foley and Zonneveld the wing backs. Zonneveld, I've tried everything. Will not sign a new deal for the maximum wage we can offer. We're getting offers galore, but none of them have been 5 million quid yet. However, I am prepared for the fact that we might lose him in the summer. And he's our best player, so that will be pretty difficult. Schmeichel's still in goal. DeCassi and Flamini are reunited in the middle. And then it's an experiment for Sekou Baraji. Last episode, he was right wing back due to injuries. Now he's playing attacking midfield. He's a bit more competent in this position. But whether he can provide the threat for Robert and for Crouch, I'm not so sure. Let's go and get into the game and find out. It is Blackburn v Luton. It's 13th v 10th. And the winner will fancy their chances of challenging for Europe. Well, a very interesting Blackburn team today. The likes of Wayne Bridge, Ignacevic, brilliant additions to the squad. And the fact that they're in the bottom half and below us at the minute is a real sign of how well we've done. Palladino has joined Pizzini up front, an all-quality Italian strike force. And even on the bench, they've got the likes of Ben Watson and Craig Bellamy, who would be very key players of our team if they were here. Let's go and get into the first half, though. We've been a real mixed bag on the road, as you've seen. But early doors, James McEverley has fouled Robert. That looked a pretty dangerous position, so if we can get him on an early yellow, that would be very positive for us. Although, as we saw in the last episode, an opposition red card doesn't mean everything for us. It's a dangerous position for Zonneveld, 30 yards out, but perhaps a little central to be too problematic for the keeper. Or is it? Or is it? Mike Zonneveld! Where's that come from? He's not scored as many free kicks as probably Maloney or Nichols did. Maybe the game's against the left footers, but that is something else. Out of the top draw, and from the middle, he's curled it right into the corner, and well beyond the reach of Anderson. As we're back with Kasper Schmeichel to Foley, up towards the target man of Crouch, who wins it. Baraji trying to put pressure on McEverley. We've got to try and get him off and get him down to 10. Neil goes long downfield, which Pizzini will chase. But Andy O'Brien should be there. Won't get too excited about it after what happened with Ferdinand in the last episode. Though Crouch does win the header for Zonneveld, and we can start to build an attack. Good football again. Can we take advantage of early dominance? We only went one up against Palace and it cost us. Here we've got a chance for two as Crouch finds Robert. Not scored many this year. Oh, it's the one thing. If that signing had just worked out, we would be absolutely flying now. It's the one thing that hasn't really come off. He's a great player on paper, but he's a party boy. He doesn't seem to be adapting to life in England. And to be honest, he doesn't seem to want to be here. Unfortunately, though, with Walcott and with Maloney out for the medium to long term, we haven't got any other options for now other than Warren Feeney, who we've tried and tested isn't good enough for this level. As Denny Lanzap picks it up in the centre of the park, finds Robbie Savage into Pizzini. Deflection takes it as far as Baraji, who was all the way back as the last man. Oh my God, I'm going to be furious. Peter Crouch has now come off injured as well. Are they determined to give us every striker injured at the same time? Steve Howard will come on. He's going to have to do, what have we got, 70 minutes left at least? I mean, he's well over the hill now. He's played poorly the last few times he's come in, and he's looked knackered by the hour mark. So to get through 70 minutes of a Premier League game, it's going to be a big ask here. I nearly didn't put him on the bench though, as Lanzat's shot is blocked by DeCassi, and Zonneveld can break. I now need Robert to step up and be our main centre forward. Zonneveld finds Howard. This is the bit he should be good at. He finds the pass for Zonneveld again. Robert's in the middle if he can get it right. Arriving is Baraggi too. Oh, it's great goalkeeping. Gets it away from the pair of them. And Flamini and O'Brien will chase back. Neither of them deal with it well. It's out for a Blackburn throw. I feel in these circumstances, we can't afford to waste these chances. As Foley's got a throw on the right to DeCassi. Kevin Foley again. Good delivery to Steve Howard. Oh, imagine he scores the goal that gets us into Europe. I'd probably have to offer him another year if he did that. Zonneveld's on free kicks again. I wouldn't mind another one. Oh, good test for the keeper. It's cleared away and Pizzini will now break down the right. Baraggi's staying back, which is helping us because he's got that pace on the break. And Pizzini has got away with a deliberate handball. But as we approach half-time, it's a similar story. Dominant display, but only one up as Basagno finds Zonneveld. To the byline he goes. Good cross in. Oh, it's a goal. Valentin Robert scored. Really clever touch. Sneaks it in at the near post. And we go 2 up on the stroke of half-time. We do make the dominance count. And maybe life without Peter will be okay. Just please don't let that injury be a bad one. When I say we're pleased with the performance, I'm not really sure what we can do late on with this because there's no one else even remotely aggressive on the bench. But can we do it with the 11 that are on as Flamini finds Zonneveld? Gets towards the byline, then cuts in. Goes for the shot, nearly sneaks it in the near post again. That a weakness for the Blackburn keeper. Almost a second time. Been done on his near side there. We've got a free kick on halfway with O'Brien. Steve Howard up. The one thing he should be able to do. But he loses out to Lucas Neal. And O'Brien on the left finds Zonneveld. Not the best of passes. Ignacevic deals with it easily. And Lanzat being forced backwards. Anderson, the keeper, clears long. O'Brien beaten by Savage and now Pizzini's in. Just sort of got caught in no man's land there, did Andy O'Brien. Flamini down to the byline. Do not give away another penalty. Good save by Schmeichel. And away as far as Robert. 10 gone in the second half. It's a big concern that. That's a great switch of play to Howard though. If only he could run. He still holds it up though. Finds Zonneveld underlapping. Mike Zonneveld's shot's poor. That's about the best we can do. Looking a threat on the break again. And still 2 up. With almost an hour gone as Kasper Schmeichel. Long downfield towards Howard again. Loses the header again. He's probably already running out of steam. He's been on nearly 40 minutes. Lands up with a clearance towards O'Brien. Ignacevic wins it again. I just wish that Howard had been a couple of years younger. Because if we'd have had the quality of Howard 2 years ago in this Premier League, he'd still be a threat. As that, by the way, is stunning goalkeeping by Schmeichel. The rebound was offside. Thankfully so. But the first save's remarkable. So O'Brien plays a 1-2 with him. It's out to DeCassi. Flicks on towards Valentin Robert. Tries to get in behind McEverly. It's worth the gamble at this point. O'Brien plays down the left. Howard's not going to get there. I think we just have to accept we're playing with sort of 10 unless we aim it at Steve Howard's head. Lanzat holds the ball up for Savage. Got 2 out wide on the right. Flamini gets in though. Brilliant defending. Robert finds Zonneveld who's going to have to go alone. Baraggi's trying to get in there. Robert's trying to get in there. Howard has arrived in there. And his shot's over the bar. Just because he's that little bit slower, a little bit more lethargic. He panics when he's on the ball there now. Lanzat gets it to Pizzini. It's sad watching a legend decline. As it's another chance for Blackburn. We've got to be careful. Maybe I adjust the shape or something here, but I'm reluctant to make changes the way we're playing. As Zonneveld, would have if he'd scored that. He's bang on it today. It's a good save by the keeper. I'm going to make one substitution. DeCassi is going to be replaced by Richard Hughes. Flamini will switch sides. In fact, it won't be Richard Hughes. It'll be Kevin Nichols, who I completely forgot was on the bench. So used to it being an attacking player in a sub-5 position. We're going to do that for now. Curtis Davis is there if we need him. Ferdinand's been iffy today. With 20 to go, the last thing I really want to do is change the back 3. Will I live to regret it? Lucas Neal on the right-hand side. Into Lanzat. Flicked on for Bellamy. Good save, Schmeichel again. He's going to have one hell of a 15 minutes, that lad. And at the moment, thankfully he is. There's 10 to go. Zonneveld's got a throw on the left-hand side. Can Howard finally win one? No, he can't. Watson, the sub, finds Douglas. Nichols nicks in. It's cleared away as far as Wayne Bridge, but it is attack v defence at the moment. Bridge carries it forward to Douglas. Gams Pedersen's outside of him, but Douglas goes alone. Over the top in the end. We've survived that one with 6 to go. I'm going to make the sub. It's going to be Davis for Ferdinand, he's the weakest of what's on, apart from Baraggi. I don't know that I want to go another defensive body in there. Or do I? Robert's knackered up front as well. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Hughes on for Baraji. Nichols will go into the actual central midfield role. He'll just go to the sort of standard on forward runs. I think we're basically giving up on attacking now. That's the position we're in. We're going to put Zonneveld and Foley to fullback. And I know they've caused chaos all game, but we need to hang on to a lead now. This isn't about going forward and being adventurous. We're going to time waste our backsides off. Drop the defensive line one. Drop the creative freedom and the mentality one. And make sure you waste as much of that time as you boys possibly can. 6 to go plus stoppage time. We've got both of the defensive central midfielders on. And I hope it's going to be enough. We've seen out the 5 with no problem. We've got through the 3 of stoppage time. Blackburn dominated the second half, but it's a great away day again. Another clean sheet on the road on camera. It seems to be the only time we can produce them. A brilliant result. A fantastic effort. But how bad is that Peter Crouch injury? Because ultimately, that could be what costs us here. Let's go and see if we've got another striker on the sidelines. Or if Big Peter, hopefully, can make a miraculous recovery. No miracles today. Peter Crouch is out for 2 months. His season is over. Theo Walcott's season is over. Sean Maloney is out for another week, so we will have him back soon. And Leon Osman is out for a month. But we've not really got a target man left now. Robert can do the stuff aerially, but he's 5'9". And he's going to have to adapt to it because the next game is going to be, well, will even Maloney be fit by then? It'll probably be Howard and Robert next week. And maybe the week after we can get Maloney in. What we need to do for now, though, is make sure that Warren Feeney doesn't play a midweek. Because he's now our sub-striker. Oh, how the tables have turned again. Well, the table looks very different going into this weekend. It is now 7th v 5th and just 2 points separate us and Newcastle. If we win this, we could even be in the Champions League places at the end because 3 have run away with it. And then the battle for 4th is long and goes all the way down to Bolton now in 14th place. Thankfully, relegation can be mathematically avoided today. Derby are already down. They just about beat their real life points total from the year before. But we're looking pretty good. Are we going to be able to back it up today? And more importantly, are we going to be able to have a goal threat? Sean Maloney is back, but given the fact that we've got so many injuries up there, do I risk putting him in? I mean, it's a bruised jaw. It shouldn't get worse. I might throw him on the bench. I did promote Peter Clark from the youth team just in case because he looks a pretty decent player and will be one for the future. But at the moment, probably not quite at the level that we want. And he is probably a bit better as a centre midfielder still. However, we're going to look at the rest of the team and we're going to make a couple of adjustments. I'm going to leave Andy O'Brien in, but we will replace Ferdinand with Davis, who, to be fair, Ferdinand's just been out of form recently. Robert will have to stay in up front and Steve Howard will have to play alongside him. But Sean Maloney on this occasion will go on the bench. DeCassi and Flamini stay in the midfield too. Foley's 1 yellow from a suspension, but I'd rather have him out for the whole game because Keith Keane can do the job there. The rest of the squad is going to stay exactly the same. And hopefully, Big Steve, just one more special game. One more special performance, Steve. Give me an hour, get me a goal, and you can go and rest into the sunset. I might even take Richard Hughes off the bench for Feeney, just so I've got both on there. I know it's being very bold here, but can one of the 2 original strikers, one of those 2 little rascals from the first couple of seasons, can they be the hero tonight? We've got Keane and Nichols if we need a holding mid. Hughes will have to be sacrificed. Warren Feeney joins Maloney on the bench, and we go into this game severely depleted going forward. But hopefully, just hopefully, we find a way. Well, it's a Newcastle team that have given us, well, chaotic times over the years. DROG-BA scores goals against us, Luke are knowing the same. But they have got the classic duo of Broomsung and Bramble together back there. Maybe that will help us out. Mark Kerr transfer listed, former Championship manager legend. Not quite reached the same heights in this one. For us, Nick Basagano got Young Player of the Month in the Premier League since returning. But that's not going to be enough for us going forward today, as Kevin Foley chases a long goal kick and doesn't make it. DeCassi's lost out in a challenge to Luke. And let me tell you now, if we concede, it's game over. Drogba's in, and we have conceded. It's going to be another of those episodes, isn't it? Pretty much everyone in the last 3 or 4 has been one brilliant performance and one awful one. And looking at the Premier League table, it seems a lot of sides are in the same vein. 10 minutes gone, and unless we get a big Steve miracle, I don't think we're getting anything out of this as DeCassi holds up for Flamini. Maybe he can nick us a free kick and Zonnevel puts it in the top corner. I don't know. Up towards Howard here, who loses out. Zonnevel gets it back though for Baraggi, who's still playing number 10, don't forget. Zonnevel in. Valentin Robert. Oh, great save. Is it still Shay Given in goal? Because that's superb. And he's saved Newcastle. It is. Zonnevel in towards Howard again. It's away to the left-hand side. Zonnevel challenged, is cleared downfield, and Drogba might win this race with Andy O'Brien. We need to be careful. O'Brien gets back well, finds Kasper Schmeichel. But that was a big chance. Robert is probably the only striker capable of making a difference here. And Steve Howard, not even getting back quick enough. He's offside from the long diagonal. This time he's given away a free kick as we return to see him probably get a yellow card. Might be his final one in the Premier League, so note that down. It probably is. Mike Dean spoiling the party for Steve Howard. Can we do something special on the break? Because Taylor gets it down the line. In fact, no one's even stayed forward. Owens cross deflects to Drogba and it's in for 2. Yeah, it's just been a little bit too far because if you can't make the ball stick up top, you're going to have trouble. We're too depleted. We've still not got a strong enough squad. There are still those positions where if we've got someone out, we struggle. Howard does win this header to Flamini, but it's too late. And he's lost it to Owen. Drogba's in, could be 3. We're going to have one of these again. The 2-0 win at Wigan and then lost 6-2 against Everton. How many are Newcastle going to get in this game? Not really an excuse for our defence being this poor, is it? Worrying signs after 25 minutes and Newcastle are on the attack again. DeCassi goes up with Kerr and wins it. Howard flicks on. Robert's going to chase it, but Scott Parker's favourite. Robert's won it though. And now Taylor will chase. Probably today, no point in bringing Maloney on now at 2 down. So it might well be Warren Feeney who gets a run out instead as Zonnevel looks for Howard, loses out again. O'Brien finds Baraggi. I just hate watching the decline of one of my favourite players as Robert's up, loses out in the air and Luque will beat Foley pretty easily. Though Foley gets back with a very good tackle. DeCassi goes for the switch to Flamini. Runs it to Zonnevel on the left-hand side. Baraggi's making a run. Zonnevel towards the byline. Into Baraggi at the front post, across to Robert. And gets Shay Given saved the day again. Kevin Foley's rebound is comfortably saved. And Zonneveld's now in the book as well. He does like a yellow card, as does Didier Drogba, who's picked one up. The other 2 of the front 3 are injured for Newcastle, but we're not offering anything. Howard's losing every header back there. I might just switch it to Robert and Feeney at half-time, as Luque gets down the left for Drogba. Will almost certainly be a final Premier League appearance for Feeney, and one that he didn't think he was going to get. Has not even started a game this year, even in the Cups. It was behind Dean Morgan for those. As Drogba finds Luque, again, opening us up at will. This hasn't happened to us at home often this season. Oh my God. Drogba has just put one in the top corner from 25 yards. That is astonishing. Brilliant finish, Didier Drogba. Why Chelsea sold him here, I don't know, because Newcastle have got the better attack now. Didier Drogba with his 18th, 19th and 20th of the year. If ever there's a striker, or even a situation that explains the difference between us at the moment, it's Steve Howard v Didier Drogba. And Steve is just that little bit over the hill. We're going to say we want more after half-time, but in truth, it's damage limitation. Feeney will come on for Howard. I didn't think he'd ever play a Premier League game again. Here he is, 45 minutes and a chance to do something. Foley's 1 yellow from a suspension, so as well, just going to give him the breather for Keith Keane. We'll leave it at those 2. Get into the second half and then maybe rest one of the midfielders in a bit. We're just under 10 gone in the second half. Kerr's committed a foul here and hopefully he'll be getting a yellow card as well, given how harsh the referee's been with us. It's just a bit of a shame, isn't it? Because we've got the squad, or we've got the team, but we've not got the squad. Zonnevel can deliver here. Can we at least get the goal difference right? As Feeney's in. Oh, he flicks on towards Robert. Actually, not bad from Warren Feeney, that. And it almost leads toward a goal. However, they've got a chance to break. It's 3-on-3 though. It's been given straight to Robert. Shay Given's had a brilliant game. And it almost gives away a goal with a ridiculous bit of distribution. He does make amends with a save though. As Zonnevel in towards O'Brien. And Shay Given beats his former teammate this time. My word, a rare moment of chaos from him. The Irishman gets away with one. Davis will chase Kerr down the line. We should get there first. And we do. Curtis Davis, that's a heavy touch. Keith Keane caught on his heels. Wins it the second time, but we're still not out of the woods. Davis goes back to Schmeichel. Now Flamini in midfield. I'm probably going to take off Zonneveld on a yellow to rest him. We'll put Baraggi out to the left and then bring Nichols as a sort of normal centre mid. No need for a number 10 here. As the ball's in, Bramble lets it go. And straight through to Shea Given. We're not even testing them. De Cassie's now picked up a knock, which ruins my plans. I'm going to have to bring Nichols on for him. No point risking the fitness of a young superstar. 25 to go. The skipper's on. We'll hopefully keep it at 3 because we don't want that goal difference to drift into the negatives. At the moment, it was +4 going into this game. Now we're just 1 away from breaking even. Oh, Robert's just got injured. You are kidding me. Every single senior striker is injured at the club. Crouch and Walcott for the long term. Maloney's just coming back. Osman, the other number 10's injured. And now Robert's done as well. Why are we being punished? What have I done so wrong? It was an era where you weren't supposed to have these massive squads. There weren't as many injuries. The game wasn't as quick. But instead, we're finding we need to have 7 in each position just in case. And now, not getting Greg Halford on deadline day, not getting that deal done in time, is starting to look a real problem. Hopefully the injury's not bad. And I say I'm disappointed. It's a poor performance, but we were never in the game. And it was always going to be tough to score. Now, what is the situation with the injury? Robert, Zonneveld's banned for 10 yellow games. He's going to have a 1-match suspension. Robert's out for 1 to 3 weeks. So who the hell's going to play up front next weekend? Hull at home. I mean, maybe Hull and Sheffield United are games that Steve Howard can still contribute in. They've got a fair few injuries as well and in defensive areas. But this is becoming silly. Maloney, Robert, Walcott and Crouch. All of our first 4 choice strikers are out. The main service line and set piece taker in Mike Zonneveld's gone as well. And Kevin Foley is just 1 yellow away. Looks like it might be Howard and Feeney before too long. We didn't expect that in season 4. A very good win at Blackburn Rovers, a tough defeat against Newcastle, and who knows what's going to happen in this race. I'd have to say now, I think it's probably over for us because we've relied on scoring more goals than everyone bar the top 4 this year, and we can't do it with what we've got left available now. So unfortunately, that probably is the end of the road. The plan is that I will show you the last 2 games of the season. If things are looking tasty after these 2, then we might do a triple header, or if we beat Hull and is looking close, we might even do back-to-back double headers just to try and take advantage of what should be a dramatic run-in. But for now, we've got to worry about who's going to start up front next week because we have got nobody fit and it really isn't a good time for it. If you enjoyed this one thrilling win, 1 pretty dismal defeat, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know if you think we can still challenge. Can Steve Howard do the job against Hull? Or is that the end of the line? We'll find out next time around. But for now, if you want to stay up to date with everything, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Plenty more Let's Retro to come from this FM06 Luton save and other old editions of the game too. I'll see you tomorrow as we continue every weekday at 4:30. And hopefully we can produce a miracle up front. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but we can all but hope, can't we?